Good morning, my name is Alfio, chef and co-owner Alfio's in Hyde Park. Today I'll be walking you through how to make fresh pasta, roll your raviolis, roll some fettuccine. I'm going to show you that, the do and don'ts of fresh pasta. I'm going to show you how easy it is to do it. And then we're going to cook some, our best winning dish, which is a veal short ravioli, how to cook it and get the sauce done, and hopefully you can replicate this at home and have fun. Now let's get cooking. Well, hello, we're here at the basement at Alfio's where we roll pasta. This is our pasta bench and this is our machine. And this is just like a KitchenAid machine, which in this term has an attachment that it helps you to roll the pasta. It's a roller. You have different kind of rollers. You got the straight one to just roll the pasta, and then you have one that it cuts your fettuccine and or to cut your spaghettis. And it depends what you like, what pasta you have. So on this case, this pasta dough can be used for both the processes. You can do fettuccinis or you can do raviolis. Now this is my grandma pasta dough, so hopefully you can do this and you can enjoy it as much as I do when I go and eat at her home. Simple is 100 grams of flour, 1 extra large egg, 1 teaspoon of olive oil to feed around 6 or 7, 8 to 8 people if you roll raviolis of your pasta. So you mix that in the mixer and then you wrap it up. You wait for 30 minutes because the gluten is enticed at that moment. It's too strong to roll, but once it relaxes, you're ready to roll. Then you will cut a couple of pieces and you will get it into a square like I have right now. And then we'll show you how to roll the pasta. So first, to roll the pasta, make sure you got a little flour on both sides of the pasta. Make sure you make kind of like a rectangle with your pasta that in terms of the size will be kind of like 3/4 of the side of your width. Because remember, once you roll the pasta will not only get longer, but it will also be stretched wider. So you want to make sure that you have a nice rectangle when you go in there. Now, the numbers normally go to 1, 2, in this case goes 1 to 8. I roll the pasta at number 7, I stop. So it's one number prior to the thinnest mold that you have. So I start first, obviously, try to make a tip at the beginning so it's easier for the machine. Turn on your machine and we'll start to roll. Always use one hand to guide the pasta, one hand to subtract the pasta. In each roll, you want to add a little flour so it doesn't stick to your roller. At this point, when everything's going to get a little thinner, you might want to add a little more flour. Don't add too much, don't have less. And you will roll it. You can turn off your machine now. Let's get the pasta cutter. So now to make the raviolis, because there's a lot of people who have molds to make the raviolis. In this case at Alfio's, we do one by one, single cut it, single folded for you. And that means that each ravioli has been folded for you and each ravioli is different, completely different. And I do like that diversity and that thing out of the mold, that person folding your own ravioli. I love that part of cooking. Now we're going to cut it. I would say my hand width is what I cut. I would say almost 3 inches, 2.5 inches wide is how I cut this ravioli. Then I got the stuffing here. In this case, we have braised short that we braise in a porcini broth. Then we pull it, we mix it with asiago and mascarpone, and we make our own stuffing. But you can use anything that you want here. You can use spinach and ricotta. You can use ham and cheese. You can do chicken. You can do anything else you want on this stuffing. That's what I'm showing you the technique. So at home, you can do your own raviolis and be proud of what you do. Very important is the stuffing. I set it half north, right there, 3/4 of the way, and I'll show you why. And I do create a ball, and then I squeeze it a little bit so it's not that thick. So when I'm cooking them, I don't have to cook it for so long that the pasta is overcooked, but the stuffing is still cold. One more thing is very important is when you want to brush it with water in a brush, you only brush the half that it has the stuffing. Otherwise, if you brush it all, your pasta will not attach and it will open. Then you will pick up one by one and squeezing each edge. You want to create that because you have 2 plies right here, you want to squeeze enough so it's 1 ply. So this part and this part will get cooked at the same time. So now with a lot of speed now, because your pasta might dry a little bit and it becomes more difficult, you want to close your raviolis. And then you want to just cut your edges. All our raviolis have different cuts. And upon the cut is what's the stuffing. So we have different raviolis with a half moon shape, with a square shape, with a triangle shape. And that tells us what the stuffing is. So now, I told you, and I promised you I was going to show you a little pasta. So let's save this to roll fettuccine. So I'm going to change the roller. Obviously, I got the flat roller. I'm going to go to the fettuccine roller. You want to put a little more flour here because you're going to cut the fettuccine and you want them to stick together. This is a nice length of the fettuccine, which is almost 2 feet. If you want it smaller, just cut it smaller and you will have a smaller piece. Then you will turn your machine on. In this one, you don't have settings because this will roll no matter what. And then you just throw it. And you have your fettuccine. Herb butter. The herb butter is made with garlic, fresh oregano, fresh basil, and parsley. A little bit of salt. We're going to let this melt till we find that it's hot enough in the pan so we can put our mushroom. We're going to, in the meantime, drop our raviolis in the boiling water. Remember, boiling water has to have some salt. And if you want to know how much salt you want, it's just like the seawater to that level. Any of us, probably at the beach, have gone through a wave and get some taste of the seawater. Well, that's exactly what you want in your pan. This pasta dough has no salt in the dough itself, so you do need an extra salt in the water. So as our butter starts to melt, remember, cooking is, you have to activate all your senses. It's about hearing, it's about smell, it's about sensing, it's about tasting. It's just not about just doing something a very robotic way. You gotta feel the way you cook things. You gotta feel the way you eat things. Here it's melting. We're going to add some mushrooms. You can pick your own choose of blend of mushrooms. You can have cremini, shiitakes, hand of the wood, whatever mushroom you like, whatever is achievable for you at the market. I don't recommend to have dry mushrooms because dry mushrooms you have to hydrate it with water and that creates a lot of water when you're trying to make the sauce and you try to avoid that. But again, shiitakes, any portobello, creminis, any choice of your mushroom. Now we're going to do something that is crucial. Now we're going to caramelize the mushrooms. That means we're going to give some searing color. To do so, please avoid to shake your pan way too many times because that entices the water to come out. You gotta let it be, and you have to have patience when you cook. That's very important, it's crucial, and to understand that every step cannot be reduced in time. You have to do everything at the right time to get the right product. I can hear the mushroom going. I can see my raviolis entering the water. I can feel my pan is getting really hot. So I'm going to deglaze with marsala. Now marsala is a wine from Sicily. It's from the south of Sicily. The city is Marsala. They have many different wines, many different levels. This one is a sweet Marsala. And please, if you want to record which is the brand, because brand doing is important, this is a really good Marsala, and this is the one I want you to use. If you cannot find this and you got a cheaper version of it, that's fine, but you might need to add a little sugar to your sauce. Now, when you hear this sizzling, that's when you want to deglaze. You can hear that. The glazing is a process by which add an alcohol, and the alcohol acts as a cleanser on your pan and lift up all the products that they are attached to your pan, and they become part of your sauce. Once this is reduced, we're going to add heavy whipping cream. There we go. We're going to add a little salt. And the question will be how much salt? Well, this is very important and we do it all the time. Get 5 or 6 spoons. Try a little bit of your sauce. Doesn't have enough, put a little more. Always is better to put more at the end than add too much at the beginning where you have to add more product to overcome that is salty. So again, this is something that we do every day. We taste and try every time before we even serve your dish. So now one thing very important for Italians is the pasta goes to the sauce. And this is very important. And I'll tell you the 2 biggest things when you do this. 1, the pasta has starch and it will help to bind your sauce. And number 2, you would like to have a little bit of the flavor of the sauce combined in the pasta and not over the pasta. And this is crucial. It's very important for Italian families and traditions that the pasta goes to the sauce. So now we're going to wait a little bit to get the right texture, we're going to drizzle a little bit with truffle. This is truffle oil. This is white truffle, and a little bit goes long ways. So don't abuse on it unless you love truffle, and then you can put whatever you want. And you can find that in every market. They all have it, right? So it's all about patience. It's about the right time. It's about engaging all your senses to know when to do certain things so you get to the best product ever. And now we're going to serve these raviolis. They are ready, going straight there, a little more sauce on the top. And I hope you enjoyed the demo.